Every platform your child uses is engineered by a team of neuroscientists and data scientists. And what is their job? To win your child's attention. So, abanishing technology is not the answer. We need stronger humans because your child is not competing against other children. They're competing against the algorithm, and algorithms don't get tired. So in part one, we talked about incentives. In part two, we talked about why banning social media won't work. Now let's talk about what actually works. No fear, no prohibition, just strategy. Now I'm here to give you 4 steps for raising your children in an algorithm-driven world. The first step is teaching meta-attention. It comes from metacognition, and metacognition is thinking about thinking. So we're going to teach them explicitly how to think about their attention. So we're going to start there. So before they open the app, ask them, how are you feeling? After they close the app, ask them, how are you feeling? Are you calmer? Are you more connected? Are you agitated? Are you irritated? That simple question gives them a pause. And that pause breaks the automatic behavior. Because if they can name what's happening to them, that's the first step to controlling it. And that's powerful. One of the best ways to teach metacognition is through meditation. Your children don't need a yoga mat. They don't need incense burning. They don't need long locks like me. They just need to sit down, close their eyes, and breathe deeply. Having them access their thoughts and then telling you what they thought about during that meditation is another first step to starting to recognize what is going on in my head, how does it make me feel, and can I control these thoughts? So meditation is a very, very strong tool when trying to teach metacognition and meta-attention. Tip number 2, build the friction back in. Now, screen time removes the friction, allowing your child to access endless amounts of content without really having to do anything. They don't have to touch the device at all. So by building the friction back in, you set up some roadblocks and some delayed gratification before they can access it. This is where we talk about building boundaries. So you want to set a screen time plan. What you want to do with the plan is you want to outline, and this might need to be written before it becomes automatic, but you want to outline the times when they are able to access screen time. So you have some structured time blocks. They can't just have it unlimited. And this is kind of when we talk about age limits for when you even get a device. I don't say phone because it's much more than a phone. It hasn't been a phone since 1980. These are high-tech devices that do much more than just call your Auntie Felicia. They do a whole lot of things. So structured time blocks. Also, you need to block off sections of your home where they're not allowed. So no screens at the dinner table, no screens in the bedroom. You can use those in a common area such as the den where it's an entertainment area and it's set up strictly for that. And what you're doing is you're not punishing them. You're setting up structure because you want to have predictable dopamine, because predictable dopamine is better than unpredictable dopamine, and it's more manageable because when you have regulation, then they can build in strategies of their own to occupy themselves before they get access to it. So you have to build in things such as how do you access screen time? You have to do something. You have to do some chores. You have to do your homework. You have to clean up the yard. It can't just be here. You wake up in the morning or you just pull it from under your pillow and you just get right on it. That's the worst thing you can do. Because before you can even think about what you want to do during the day, before you can even think about what is your strategy, what is your plan of attack, you're already getting constant notifications. And every notification you get is dragging you deeper and deeper into somebody else's problem and throwing you off track. You don't want your children to get into this habit because they'll always be worrying about what is going on in the world, what is going on with my friends, and none of that has to do with what do they need to do today. Tip number 3, replacing that passive dopamine with active mastery. Now, this is a really big shift because passive dopamine happens when they are just absorbing the information that is given to them. They don't have to activate it. The most they have to do is scroll or swipe. But you want to look at things that will give them active mastery, things that they have to do that take steps, that take one step at a time before you can get that long-term reward. We're now building in a delayed gratification system. A great way to do that is by using something like a token board, at least in the beginning when you're starting to get used to those steps. They may need to see something that explicitly shows, oh, you've accomplished this step, good job. You've accomplished this step, good job. So if you don't have the token board, you can always check out our Behavior Bootcamp for Parents. We have a toolkit, and inside of it, we have a token board where we show you how to use a token board or any type of token system, reinforcement system, where individuals are being reinforced throughout the task all the way up until mastery. And once they get to the mastery, or they have got all their tokens, they can then access that bigger reward later. So you want to do things such as skill building. Do they have a certain skill that they like? That skill building can become in tying the shoes, washing the dishes. Here is a novel skill, reading a book. Get a book at their level, sit down with them. This is going to take a little bit of effort from you. Sit down with them and have them read to you. And then you read with them. It's something you can do together. You're both learning at the same time, and it's a skill they need to develop. As we can see, a lot of our high schoolers are graduating without the ability to read, so that's an excellent one. Also, physical movement, learning to play a sport, learning to do something active like tie knots or even archery. Things that there are definite steps that they have to take before they can get up to that mastery level. Taekwondo. Karate is an excellent one because karate, taekwondo, martial arts, boxing, MMA, all teaches you self-mastery, because you can't just go crazy and waste all your energy. You have to build the skills to be able to defend yourself, go on the offense, and then time when you're going to deliver each one. So all that requires a lot of coordination. And as they continue to get better, they'll start to say, wow, I can do this now. And that's the dopamine you want. You want that active dopamine, that they have accomplished something, and it goes into different pleasure centers of the brain. The passive scrolling, that gives you a little bit of dopamine too, but it's cheap dopamine. It's easy, it's low effort, it comes to you, you don't have to worry about it. But think about all the things that they will be happy if they just learn how to do it. So they may even tell you, how do I make a paper airplane? How can I tie up a water balloon? All those little things that we used to do when we were younger. Think about that. So when a child builds something, when they learn something and improve at something, their brain gets rewarded. Okay, it gets into, like I said, into that delayed gratification reward portion of the brain, and that's where that strong memory comes in. So if you don't replace the passive stimulation, you'll always be fighting it. So you have to replace the behavior that you're trying to get rid of. Okay, you have to replace it. You can't just let it sit idle. You have to give them something else to do, some other skill, because if not, why would they do anything else? Number 4, the parent behavior audit. Now, if you thought the last one was difficult because it requires some effort from you, you're really not going to like this one. But it is the most beneficial, and that is the parent behavior audit. So this one is uncomfortable, but if we model compulsive scrolling, they learn compulsive scrolling. If we say just one more minute while glued to our phones, they learn what regulation looks like, and they learn what it doesn't look like. It's not about guilt, it's about alignment, because children don't follow rules, but they do follow patterns. So if you want stronger children, you have to model the stronger attention, because they want to do everything that you do, especially if you are in close proximity for most of the day. So be very, very secretive. If you do have to check a notification here or there, we know you have things to do. We know that this is not an issue where you can just throw it into the water and just forget about it until the next day. You have to communicate, and this is the way we communicate in this world. But that doesn't mean that they have to see you do it every time. And also, like I said, this is about us as well. We keep saying children, 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 but many adults can use these same exact skills. As a matter of fact, as I'm thinking out loud right now, I think I will go ahead and put together an adult version of this, because there are some idiosyncrasies that adults have to deal with that the children don't at this point in time. You can set the rules now. You can give, you can take it away. So you have total control over their environment. But what happens when you are the only person controlling your environment? That's when things get a little bit more difficult. So that's what we want to instill in them, by giving them the strategies that we've talked about up to this point, and then modeling appropriate attention and screen usage. And if you can do those, you and your family are well on your way to being well-balanced digital citizens. So just a few closing thoughts, okay? You don't need to ban technology. You need to raise children who understand it, because the world isn't going backwards. It's becoming more digital, more immersive, more algorithmic. So the question isn't, how can I ban screens? The question becomes, how do I raise children who can go in and out of the matrix like Neo did without getting scathed? So that is so powerful, and that's how we need to reframe our thinking. We're battling an uphill battle, but it can become a downhill battle if we get a collective mind, hive mind going to say, look, we're going to build children that are resilient in this world, who know how to control their digital access and are not controlled by it. That's the power. If you're seeing serious shifts in attention, impulsivity, emotional regulation, or school problems, especially in environments where screens are constant, that's where structured evaluation and strategy come in. We help families navigate exactly that. And this isn't generic advice. This is real assessment, real interventions, real clarity. Please check out the link below. And do not hesitate to hit that subscription bell, that notification bell, so every time we drop more information, you'll be the first one to get it. So algorithms are powerful, but not more powerful than intentional parenting. And families who understand that win.